Hey guys, we are going to, I haven't been on YouTube in a while, just because I've been busy. Today I thought I'd make a video, because I haven't made one in a while, and I figured this would be useful. We're going to install Paws-I-Trip Pan Tension Kits, which are really neat. I had a buddy of mine send me a video on these, and I thought they'd work really well, so I bought a few kits, and I figured I'd show the installation on them. I'm going to be starting up some beaver control work here for highways, so these work really well for the leg holds, because you get once you get them on the trap, there's no pan creep. It's really nice. They just you can set them up at the tension that you like, usually about 3-4 pounds for beaver, and there's an audible click once the pan is at a perfect at the spot where it's set, and you just bed your trap and away you go. So these ones here today, I'm going to do our number 3 Victors, and the Paws-I-Trip Pan Kit that goes with these number 3 Victors is the Pit Pan 13. So the first thing you do on these is take the old pan off. Taking the old pan off is pretty easy. Straight screwdriver, and on these it's a 11/32 socket or nut, and it comes off really simple. Really simple. I actually just dip these traps so they're kind of sticky. So I mean that's as easy as that is. I don't know. Most people know how to take a trap pan off, but if you don't, well, there it is. What I like to keep the nut and the bolt on the pan, and set it aside. So as you see, the pan, the new pan, just goes in and sits on the spring support arm. So what you're going to do is you're just going to, again, there's no welding or anything involved in these, which is really nice. You can, if you want, I guess. You could probably touch the squeeze spots up with welds, but I find that you don't even need to do that. I grabbed a pair of vice grips, pinch them shut. Boom. Boom. Done and done. Next, I got to pull the dog off. Replace it with a new dog. So to do that, I just grab I got a working bench here, guys, so bear with me. Grab a small pair of vice grips, stick a straight edge pair of pliers in here, straighten out the dog. Oops. Straighten out the bend on the dog, I guess I should say. And hopefully you guys can see that. Just enough to get it off. Smaller than the other one. Just enough to get it off. And it's off. Oh. And it's out of there. Again, the new dog goes in, pinch shut, there it kind of locks. Bang. So now we're going to set our trap up. We've got our new pan on. New dog is on. We'll show you. It's got this little bump on it. And at the end of the bump, there's a flat spot on the dog. So that's going to fit on the pan and give you an audible click under pressure to know that this pan is set. So, what we're going to do, I've got a trap tester, test the resistance on the pan in pounds. We will set the strap and check the pan tension. Now, one of the really nice things about these is once you've got this pan set, with the dog set underneath the pan, it's it really is nice to work with. So here we're gonna, oh, see that? Okay, so it's clicked. You've heard the audible click. Now, that's the way that pan's sitting. Way too high. We want that pan even with the jaws, or even slightly below. That is way too high. So, we can check the pan tension though, before we adjust that pan height. We'll check the pan tension. Every one of these lines is increments in pounds. So 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, 4 pound. I like between 3 and 4. So 1, 2, that's a little light. I typically like to have my beaver traps between 3 and 4 pounds. Okay, so to set the pan height, we want to bend this arm that holds the dog. I don't know what the proper name for it is. This is the arm that holds the dog. So we want to bend it in. Bring it down. So we'll bring it back quite a bit actually. And we will reset it. We'll see where that pan sits. Alright. Again, that pan, it's just beautiful because it grabs that pan, sends it up. So listen for the audible click, which is really cool. Okay. Bang, click. Beautiful. So that pan, you're going to get no creep on that pan, none whatsoever, until it drops, until the hammer drops. So it's still a bit high, so I'm going to adjust it a bit more, but we're going to check the pan tension again. 1, 2, 3. Come down to about 3 pounds. And that, my friends, is what I'm going to use for beavers. Between 3 and 4. So we are going to get that pan to drop just a bit more. Set her up one more time. Oh, I'm getting old, man. Setters or some Coilspring setters. These are on my wrists. Okay, listen for the click. Click. Beauty. Look at that pan. Look at the way she sits. Isn't that beautiful? You bed that trap, and it's still up a bit. I'm going to actually bend it in just a touch more. Because I like I said, I like that pan to sit almost level with them jaws. I don't want the beaver coming in and sliding its toes up underneath there as it's coming in. I don't want anything like that as it comes in that way. I don't want that kind of stuff. I want it plant his foot on there. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5. Bang. 3.5 pounds of pressure. Beautiful. I'm going to take beavers all day long. We will set that pan up again. Bent it in a little bit more again. I like to check. You know what? I'm pretty sure it's bang on, but hate to be out in the field and say, oh man, that pan doesn't sit very well. So, again, traps up, pans up, bang. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, that doesn't get any better than that. And it's very secure. It's not like you're gonna get, it's not gonna go off. They're bang on. So if I were you, I would if you're doing a lot of beaver trapping with leg hold traps, drowning sets, I would invest in these. You can night latch these traps too, which does the same, except when you're night latching a trap, your pivot point on your pan, see the way that arm is, it's a single arm. Your pan, you'll get a lot of movement that way. With these, you get no movement that way. So this here is kind of a dead spot, because it just the way that the dog sits in here, you get some wobble. With these, you don't get any wobble. There's no wobble. Something steps on there, it can step here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Actually, I should probably set that up a little bit higher, just because it did give me over 4 pounds there, and I don't want over 4. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. But like I said, you get no pan wobble there. Like, none whatsoever. And like I said, these kits are like one pan and a dog is $4 American, but $4. I mean, if you're like me and you're looking for these kind of traps nowadays, I don't buy these traps new anymore. I look for guys that are trying to get rid of them at garage sales and whatever. And that's the way I do it now. I wouldn't buy any of these traps new, or at full price anyway. Boom, 3.5 pounds, lovely. All right, so this trap's done. I've already used the air and speed dip on it. It's done. It's ready for the ready to set. So I also have these kits for. I've only got three of these Victor number 3s. They're not an ideal beaver trap, but you know what? They're what I got. I've also got these kits for the Bridger number 3s, which have a bigger jaw spread, and I actually like them more. I've got 3 of these kits for these, and I've got 24 kits for some Bridger number 4 long springs that I'll do a video on also, because the Victor number 3s and the Bridger number 3s, the pan installation's identical. We won't have to, there's no difference. I haven't put them on the Bridger number 3s, but I'm sure it's going to be no difference. But I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of a difference putting it on the long spring traps. So I'll do a video for installing the Paws-I-Trip pans on the long springs. But again, for the Victor number 3s, you're going to want to put on the Paws-I-Trip Pan Tension Kit number 13. And for the Bridger number 3s, you're going to want to use the Paws-I-Trip Pan Tension Kit 09C. Same thing. Comes with a new dog and a big pan. And once I get, maybe this year, once I get going on the highways beaver control work, I'll probably do a few videos just on how I'm doing some of the beaver control work. I mean, if you know anything about beaver control work for doing it in the summer, I mean, it's pretty simple stuff, and it's very enjoyable actually. Highways pays you, X amount of dollars per beaver. The idea is that the beavers are moving into the ditches, and that and that they want them removed because they start flooding out the ditches and flooding out the highways and blah 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 blah. So we get a lot of guys that don't have a lot of experience trapping, doing it, and they do it with 330s, and you know, they get trapped after a while. You know, after some bad sets and the beavers get some bad experiences with the 330, or yeah, with the 330s. You know, they get pretty smart. They only move around at night, and they'll really stay away from any areas where they see any human activity. So you really got to go after them with the leg holds. I'll show some different sets that I use for leg hold trapping, and I still use conifers too. Like it's not like I shy away from them. I know I can tell right away which areas I'm going to need to use leg holds, and which areas I'm going to be able to get away with using 330 conifers. So we'll do that in future videos. Also, a future video will be me making or installing the Paws-I-Trips on the number 4 Bridger double long springs. Alright everyone, hopefully you're having a good spring. Today it's about May, it's the last weekend in May, so I'll be starting beaver control work June 1st. Alright guys, have a great day. Bye. If I can figure out how to shut the camera off. This was an episode in itself.